sort of a fake cow that they get to milk, but it looks just like milking a cow. And so we do all kinds of stuff like that for them, stuff that they can't get anywhere else, because that's what, it's what makes us unique. They can, people can go to the supermarket and buy a gallon jug of milk, and, if that's what they want to do, or they can come here for an experience. And so we try and offer different things at all times.
Yeah, the apple pies aren't bad, Warren.
Yeah. Well, they come from our apple trees out back, Bear.
Yeah. I want to thank you for the day that you took my grandchildren through the barn. Yeah. I didn't realize exactly how big those animals were.
Yeah, no, they can range anywhere from 1,300 to 1,300 pounds to a ton in size, and they average probably around 1,400. But people love going through that barn. That's why I built it the way I did. That's very people friendly. So particularly in the warm weather, you'll find lots of young mothers and fathers with their kids right around supper time going over there with them and walking around the barn and seeing all the calves and all that. Sometimes they even come to see Bailey, the Shaw Farm miniature donkey, too, which, by the way, if you are on Facebook, you can actually friend Bailey the Shaw Farm donkey.
Well, that's great. I tell you, my daughter ran right to my wife last night and said, "Mom, I'm going to get to milk a cow." So I don't know how you're going to figure that out. I think she's looking for the real thing there, Warren. So
if Dad wants to take her right up close next to a cow and show her how to milk, I'm happy to watch.
I'm not sure that I want to do that. So, but Warren, there's some other stuff in the news with you. I understand that there's a little bit of a, well, actually not a little thing, but there's a blog out there that's you're going to be suing. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that for those of us that haven't heard the details?
Well, it was that's a blog that's been around for probably 10 years. I don't know, and he's been. I think the guy started it to attack me and my family. I really do. It's just he left town, and he's always been upset under the conditions he left town under, I guess, and had to strike out against somebody, but. It's been very nasty for years, and I pretty much ignored it because I figured, there's probably 6 people that go on it, and but it got particularly nasty this year. And then, as I told this story 100 times, I got a call from one of my daughters who was upset because somebody called her and said, "You have to look at this thing," and she did, and she called me all upset about what this person had posted about her father, and I said, "You know what? That's the end."
Yeah, well,
you know how it is. You're a father of daughters. Somebody hurts one of your little girls, you're in trouble. So
yeah, absolutely,
they're in trouble. So we sent the guy a letter and tried to deal with it without litigation. We sent him a letter asking him to remove all of the libelous content, and he decided he was going to ignore it. So I happen to know that he's been served already on the suit, and we're going to have to go that route. But it's funny, a lot of the people in the blogging community have offered an opinion about, well, is it a good thing that somebody's suing? Maybe not. I mean, look, we all have the right of free speech. We're doing that right now.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with, if somebody wants to make a comment, they think I'm a jerk, that's fine. That's an opinion. You can do that all day long. But when you lie about my character, when you present things that are just totally false, you made them up because you think it's funny to say something false about, somebody you don't care for, then you're asking for trouble. You can't, none of us should stand by and let people lie about our characters under the veil of anonymity on the web. So I'm not, I'm done with it. It's just it's something that I've made up my mind I'm gonna deal with.
Well, I appreciate you coming on this morning. I agree with you, and I wish you a tremendous amount of luck. You're a gentleman and a friend, and I wish you the best of luck in all this because you're absolutely, I think you're right, and you hit a home run on all your points.
I think also it's going to put some of these bloggers behind the 8 ball if they know that they can be sued.
Yeah, well, we've always known that, George. Yeah. They've always been subject to a lawsuit if they libel somebody. I mean, there's nobody that's on a blog that should feel threatened because of this suit. If all you're doing is offering your opinions or things like that, that's fine. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be looking for them to turn over the IP addresses of somebody that simply wants to participate in a public debate, but. I think, maybe it's time that people learn, and there have been judgments against these kind of web pages all across the land. And the day of reckoning is coming for anonymous bloggers and their horrible content.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrific. I'm glad that you've done it, and I wish you well, and I enjoy your Saturday program.
Well, we are happy to have a brand new program here on 980 WCAP with JMac and the Bear. Of course, we like to think that JMac is part of the Saturday show too. But
well, thank you.
And we're going to have you in tomorrow, are we not?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be on at 9 o'clock, or I'll come on the 9 o'clock hour anyway. So I'm very looking forward to that.
Looking forward to working with you going forward.
All right, thank you very much,
you.
ladies and gentlemen. That's
Thanks,
Warren
guys.
Shaw from Shaw Farm. And before we get going to our commercial break, I'd like a special shout-out to my boss, Sal Lapoli, and his fellow classmates in the Sloan Fellows program out there at MIT this morning. Before we go, Pentucket Medical Associates and our friends all at Riverwalk. We get ready for a commercial. It's the JMac and the Bear Show. We'll be right back on WCAP 980 AM. Everybody gets it.
Lowell.
Welcome to the best show, radio show in town, the JMac and the Bear Show. I'm George Zaharoulis, the Bear, and my co-host, John McDonald. I would like to send some kudos out to some students of the Greater Lawrence Technical High School for restoring a 1924 electric car, a single-seater. Congratulations to the auto shop teacher, Thomas Hayden, and his students. Great job. And now, also in Haverhill. Very interesting situation happening in Haverhill. The Tilton Elementary School is slated to become an innovative school, a cross between traditional public school and a charter school. Governor Patrick signed into law a school reform package in 2010. The goal is to close the performance gap for many schools in poor and minority districts. This type of school is to find a new way to educate our students. We wish Mayor James Florentini, Mary Malone, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum, and Principal Mary Beth Maranto the best. Good luck with your endeavor.
Hey, George, I believe we've got a caller on the phone.
That we do. We got Saturday Morning Live's own Tommy Byrne on the line.
Ah, excellent. Mr. Byrne, welcome to the JMac and the Bear Show.
Yeah, I was driving down Central Street, and I heard it. I looked up, and I saw all the goings-on the roof, so I figured I'd call.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't want Warren Shaw to steal a march on me.
Right, exactly. I mean, Sam Poulton was very nice at affording some fireworks there to welcome us to the airwaves.
Well, I thought the hot air balloon was a nice touch.
Yeah, well, that's our hot air, so it worked out well.
Well, knowing George, I can believe that to be true.
Thanks a lot.
Now, George, I'm glad to see that at the Greek school you now have an Irish principal, right?
Yes.
Right, I was listening to your promo there about the school in Haverhill, so I just thought I'd point that out. And you're not going to call us Irish guys the old Greek word for Irish, are you?
Kokinomiti.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what that means.
No,
It's an old thing. George knows. I joke around with him all the time about it.
Well,
it's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, Tom,
I'm sure
you know
he'll
we're
tell you what
cousins.
it means, and it's actually, in some cases, relatively true.
Is it radio worthy, George?
No.
Huh?
No.
But Tommy and I are cousins, and he doesn't quite know it yet.
Oh, very
Yeah,
good.
I know. Go through the thing about the kilts and the bagpipes and the Greeks and the Irish. They'll love it.
No. Not yet. We have to save it for another segment.
Oh, all right, but I do enjoy listening to you. I just hope, George, you don't get carried away like Warren does with Drake.
Oh, no. The group that I mentioned from Drake is a softball team that was established with many youngsters from different parts of the area. And it's a young girls softball team. And one of the girls there, I had a chance to see them in action. And she's a heck of a pitcher well, she was 11 then. Now she's 12. They're amazing. They fire about 50 miles an hour. a softball. This is a fast-pitch softball. And I was really amazed at her athletic ability.
Well, I'm just hoping that you don't get into the Warren syndrome where the sun rises and falls on Drake-it and everything else is inconsequential.
Hey, Tom, I got to ask you before we get off. I mean, I know we're talking about Drake-it fast-pitch softball, but there's a big game this weekend. It happens to be called the Super Bowl. Any predictions?
No, I'm not much of a bettor. I would say the Patriots by 3.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I like your pick.
All right, well, gentlemen, I'll let you go. I didn't mean to take up your time.
No. Thanks for calling in.
I'm kind of surprised to hear from you.
All right, see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you're going to be taking over. I'll be out the door fairly soon.
I don't think so. They'll never get rid of you, my friend. Never.
No one can replace you.
Never. All right, well, thank you.
As long as they have a phone, somebody's in trouble.
Well, thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the one and only Mr. Tommy Burns. So before we get going and start talking about the Super Bowl, I would like to mention that one of our sponsors is a great place. As you know, George, I get my hair cut every 2 weeks, whether I need it or not. And the place that I go to is Elite Body Therapy and Salon Nicole. If you want a relaxing massage experience or a great place to get your hair, I don't personally get my nails done, but they also do nails. Come to Elite Body Therapy and Salon Nicole and Lawrence at Riverwalk Properties. Check them out if you're interested. 978-686-1010. Another good friend of mine, and I've gotten my hair cut there as well. He's a great guy and has got a lovely wife. Nina and Jack's Hair and Nail Salon. They're located right above Sal's Pizza on the Lowell Chelmsford line at Eastgate Plaza. And we say at Sal's, now that's a slice. They say at Nina and Jack's, now that's a haircut. So what do you think about the Super Bowl, George? Any predictions? What's your analysis?
Well, I'm with Tom. I think the Patriots are going to win. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. But let's get back to.
I'm sorry, George. I hate to interrupt, but we've got another caller, and he's well known. We call it the Editor's. We're going to call this segment the Editor's View with Jim Campanini. Mr. Campanini, welcome to the JMac and the Bear Show here on 980 WCAP.
Well, good morning and good afternoon, gentlemen. I want to just congratulate you on your new show. I know this is your debut show, so I wish you a lot of luck, and hopefully it'll be long and prosperous, as we say in Star Trek world.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you calling in, and we're going to try to make this a regular segment with you, Jim. And I thought it might give you an opportunity to really, talk about either what was going on with the in the news today at the Lowell Sun, or talk about some of these new blogs that are popping up. What's on your mind?
Well, everybody's talking about the Super Bowl, as you have done that before, earlier. And we've been running a lot of different, unique stories on the front page. Rita Savard had a great one the other day about all the children who have been named Brady or have taken other quarterbacks' names over the past 5 or 6 years. And it's quite remarkable how Americans and even people in Massachusetts respond to their sports stars. I mean, Brady is a beautiful name, and so is Peyton, and she really did a great job with that. Today we have another great story by Dave Pevere, who's an award-winning sports writer on the Tom Coughlin, who goes back to, he was the Boston College coach. I mean, that's where he made his own.
Yeah.
So and we've been running all week long, the You Said It's on the front page, which are people that we just go up to and ask them to predict the score. Naturally, the Patriots are being picked by 90% of the people we ask. But we've got some great things coming up Saturday and Sunday. I just wanted to tell you about, tomorrow. We have a dueling columns, one written from the Giants' perspective from our sister newspapers in the Journal Register group, and then our staff will counter, so that should be pretty interesting. And then on Sunday's paper, Dave Pevere does a position-by-position matchup for both the Giants and the Patriots. That will be in the newspaper, and then they'll predict the game and the outcome and stuff. So I think it's going to be a great, great reads all through the weekend. Naturally, we do have some great news topics, and one of the best stories